Hello fellow friends, here a sad story about cheating, please enjoy. Title: Fiancée cheated, 29F, at Bachelorette party, what should I do? Last Thursday, a series of events unfolded that has left me reeling. My fiancée, 29F, and I, 32M, have been together for 7 years and we're on the cusp of getting married next month. Until this incident, we had never faced serious issues like cheating or major conflicts in our relationship. A couple of weeks ago, my fiancé proposed the idea of having separate bachelor and bachelorette parties. I've always been skeptical about these events, fearing they might encourage risky behavior right before marriage. Despite my reservations, she reassured me that our parties would simply be casual gatherings with friends to celebrate our upcoming union, not wild, last night of freedom escapades. After some discussion and setting clear boundaries, we decided to hold the parties on the same day. I hosted a Dungeons & Dragons night themed around my character's wedding, while she went on a pub crawl with her friends. The evening took a turn when, about 3 hours into our game night, I received a text from a mutual friend urgently requesting to speak in person. The ambiguity of her message left me anxious and distracted for the rest of the evening. By the time she arrived, my friends had left, and she shared devastating news: my fiancé had cheated on me during her bachelorette party. The news hit me hard, like a physical blow, especially since this was the exact scenario I had feared. Despite her earlier assurances, my trust was shattered. My friend showed me a video of my fiancé kissing another man at a bar, footage that was being circulated in a group chat among her friends. Further details came to light through my friend. Throughout the night, the maid of honor had been vocal about her displeasure with the non-traditional nature of the party, labeling me as controlling. My fiancé, influenced by alcohol and peer pressure, eventually succumbed to encouragement from her friends to flirt and ultimately cheated. Discomforted by the events, our mutual friend left the party early but remained in the group chat where the video surfaced. Grateful for her honesty, I asked my friend to send me any evidence, which she did before leaving. Overwhelmed by emotion, I broke down after she left. I texted my fiancé to inform her that our wedding was cancelled. Responses flooded in from her and her friends, even attempting to add me to the incriminating group chat. When she returned home, she was distraught, pleading for forgiveness and attributing her actions to drunkenness. She insisted that it was just a kiss and promised it would never happen again, even offering to sever ties with the friends involved. Despite her pleas, I remained resolute that the wedding could not proceed. I began packing, only for her to desperately try to stop me from leaving. I called my sister to ask if I could stay with her temporarily. Now, from my sister's home, I've been dealing with the fallout, quietly informing friends and family that the wedding is off, though I've spared them the painful details. My ex continues to reach out, but I'm torn. The love I have for her still lingers, and part of me wonders if I should listen to her side of the story fully. Should I disclose the reason for the wedding's cancellation to others? Is there any possibility of mending our relationship? These questions haunt me as I try to find a path forward through this betrayal and heartbreak. Update. I never imagined I'd be back with an update after everything that's transpired, but given the number of people who've shown interest and suggested it might be therapeutic, I've decided to share where things stand now. This isn't a call for advice, more a way for me to process and perhaps start moving past these recent events. As mentioned previously, I made the difficult decision to call off the wedding. Initially, I kept the reasons private, but it became clear that I needed to be upfront to control the narrative. Thus, I began the uncomfortable process of explaining to friends and family that the wedding was cancelled because my fiancée had been unfaithful during her bachelorette party. It was deeply humiliating to describe how she kissed another man while her friends cheered her on. However, the support I received in response, particularly from my parents and sister, was incredibly affirming. I also reached out to my ex-fiancé's parents, who had contributed financially to the wedding, to suggest they attempt to recover any deposits. Surprisingly, Her mother answered the phone and already knew the full extent of what had happened. My ex had told them everything. I asked her a few questions to gauge the accuracy of their information, and it aligned with what I knew. They didn't pressure me to reconcile with their daughter, which I appreciated. My ex and I did meet once to discuss the fallout. She pleaded for another chance, offering to cut ties with the friends who encouraged her actions and proposing couples counseling as a way to mend our relationship. I had to be honest with her. I told her that I couldn't envision spending my life monitoring her associations and that starting a marriage with therapy for such a serious breach of trust seemed like a clear sign of doomed failure. More fundamentally, I expressed my inability to trust her again after she acted exactly as I had feared she might, undermining the very foundation a marriage needs to thrive: trust. This is where I find myself today, single and planning to remain so for the foreseeable future. The pain of ending a 7-year relationship lingers, but the absence of trust leaves no room for reconciliation. I believe this will be my final update on this matter. As far as I'm concerned, it's time to close this chapter of my life and look forward to new beginnings.